For as long as cable TV has been a part of mainstream media, celebrities of all walks of life have used sitcoms to gain public recognition and visibility. Whether it be James Earl Jones on season 7 of The Big Bang Theory, Sean Penn guest starring on 2.5 Men, Matt Damon on Will and Grace, Jon Hamm on 30 Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on Wizards of Waverly Place, Will Ferrell on The Office, or more recently with Taraji P. Henson guest starring on the new cultural hit show Abbott Elementary. The credit line of guest star has always been held to a very high regard, and for this beauty queen, it was just one facet to her very dimensional career that helped ferment her into a household name. Kenya Summer Moore, a Detroit native, pageant queen, and actress, rose to fame in the early 90s after becoming only the second black woman to make history and become the coveted Miss USA 1993. This prestigious accomplishment would propel the already budding model into an overnight success, starring in several nationally televised commercials for beauty campaigns like Pantene and for beer campaigns for companies like Coors Light. These commercials would be just the beginning for the early 20-year-old who would then go on to leverage her modeling, commercials, and beauty queen experience to set firmly in the world of acting. Like many of the names said earlier in this video, Kenya, being the new young starlet that she was being utilized in similar fashions to bring a familiar face and a certain sense of familiarity to several productions during the entirety of the 90s. Kenya's first major crack at acting came with such high pedigree. Many dream of the kind of opportunities that she was granted. In a very popular episode of the hit show, Kenya captured all of our attention by appearing with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. This role helped viewers see Miss Summer Moore as a hot love interest, and this would be a common pattern throughout the entirety of her career, especially in the next year when she was granted the opportunity of a lifetime. Very few people are able to say they've been listed next to or on the same call sheet as some of the names that she has worked with. However, none top Whitney Houston. In 1995, Kenya appeared opposite of Miss Houston in the 1995 film Waiting to Excel, where Kenya Moore struts into the scene appearing to be interrupting a moment between two lovebirds. After just a few months in Hollywood, she had already been seen with the likes of some of the biggest names in the world, and it was only just getting started. From there, the Detroit native would go on to host Soul Train and later appear on every black sitcom known to man. Appearing in season 4 of Martin in 1996 as Lena Bozak, where Kenya plays the esteemed trophy wife to Martin's producer in an episode called You're All I Need. While being recognized in the early part of the 90s, it's in the later half of the decade that Kenya would really see very consistent work. In the years 1996 and 1997 alone, Kenya would appear on 5 of our all-time favorite shows. Previously mentioned Martin, however, in the same year would also guest star as Nefertiti on the Flex Alexander and Daryl Bell show, Homeboys in Outer Space. Even though the show only lasted for one singular season, it kept Kenya busy working and honing her craft. The following year of 1997 was an even more hectic one for Miss Moore. However, if we asked her today, I'm sure she would agree that this was a very pivotal year for her. Might even add that this was the height of her career. In the beginning of the year, Kenya would appear next to James Avery, better known as Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Robin Givens, Terrence Howard, and Ken Whitley in the black legal sitcom Sparks in their first season on air. Appearing in yet again a premiere season for yet another hit show, Kenya would guest star in episode 3 of the YP teen sitcom Smart Guy, starring Taj Mowry, Essence Atkins, Marcus Weaver, and John Marshall Jones. This episode was a very special one considering it was a Smart Guy sister-sister crossover, not only guest starring Kenya Moore, but also lead actors Taj Mowry's twin older sisters, Tia and Tamara Mowry. Not stopping there, Kenya also would appear with a crowd of applause in the iconic Living Single episode as Lisa Delalong Pugh in a memorable gold gown. It was at this point that Kenya had really solidified herself amongst Black Hollywood. Having built relationships with the best in the music industry, the film, and television industry, Kenya was also known for making cameos in music videos during this time as well. From Tupac to Nas to Shay, but most notably in Jay-Z's Money Ain't a Thing video in 1998. At this very same time in 1998, Kenya surpassed everything that she had achieved in the previous year. It was during this time that she had made connections with the Wayans family and appeared on Damon in its one and only season as Lisa Burton in the episode The Designer, and the 1998 feature film Senseless starring Damon's younger brother, Marlon Wayans. That same year in 1998, she would appear in several other shows in reoccurring and guest starring capacities, like The Steve Harvey Show and The Parenthood with Robert Townsend as Celeste, Geraldine's younger sister, where she appears for 2 episodes, one in season 4 and one in season 5 as the series finale. The next upcoming year was a busy one for Kenya as well, rising on the call sheet and booking 6 episodes on the LL Cool J and Debbie Allen hit show In the House, leading into the new millennium in 1998, and appearing on the Jamie Foxx show opposite of her now Bravo counterpart, Garcelle Beauvais. The new millennium would allow Kenya Moore to accomplish things that she had never done, being first on the call sheet for the first time in a feature film for the cult early 2000s classic Toi, which also happened to be Will Packer's first stint in the acting game. This film would help catapult Will Packer to major film success, and Kenya has jokingly taken credit for this in recent interviews. And while it was a clear and obvious joke by the former Miss USA, this film would allow Packer to go on and produce productions like Girls Trip, Night School, Little, Beast, and the infamous 2022 Oscars. Traveling into this new decade, Kenya would appear in the 2003 film Deliverance from Eva alongside a cast of fellow heavy hitters in the black acting space, and would appear on the hit TV sitcom Girlfriends the following year as Kara. Since then, Kenya Moore has produced her own films, built a beauty empire, and has become a reality TV icon. From starring on most notably The Real Housewives of Atlanta for the past 10 plus years, to competing on Dancing with the Stars, Celebrity Apprentice, Worst Cooks in America, and Special Forces World's Toughest Test. And while Kenya's main focus is building an empire outside of film and television, she has noted in recent interviews that she has a new movie coming out that will give her free range to show the full scope of her acting ability, and it is in this very same interview that an idea was pitched to her about developing a black version of the teen 90s TV sitcom Melrose Place, starring her in a Heather Locklear-ish role. After this deep dive into her filmography, would you watch a black reimaginement of Melrose Place? Leave your thoughts below in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, and I can produce it.
And we can both be the creators.
And I can finance it. We'll talk later.
You know, tonight I'm going to start writing it, right? I'm doing my research.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes.
And we're going to copyright it. So you and I are going to co-create a scripted drama and the likes of a Melrose Place.
I'm going to write the pilot.
And you're okay, but you have to star as like the sexy villain, like the Heather Locklear.
Yes.
And I've always called you the black Heather Locklear.
You did. And in that meeting at, where were we? Mastro's?
It was Mastro's.
Yes.
Yes.
You said that. I remember. That's how good my memory is now.